What the fuck? Okay. Alright, guys. Remember I said that something bad happened to Murphy, and I got nothing but backlash on that shit, and then stupid comments saying, "Oh, you can't see bruises on an animal because of fur." Well, I never said bruises, because obviously you can't see bruises. But here we go. Now, this is by Pissy Pajamas, okay, and she's the one that corrected the audio, and I don't have the thing on, but listen. I knew Murphy got hurt, but I didn't know where or when. But we're going to hear Murphy's barking, so you can tell the difference between his barking compared to the one at 420. Okay, so, and it's not going to be good because I'm going to play it kind of like over and over again, okay? Until you guys hear it. Oh, son of a bitch. Hold on, give me a second. Cancel. Alright, get rid of that. Here we go. You may need headphones. I'm going to leave a link so you can listen to it yourself, but it's right around the 444 and 446 and 448. It's before the beep. Okay, hold on. So when you get to the beeping, you know you went too far. Alright, so here we go. I don't know how many times it's going to play, but I rewound it because I kept trying to find the exact spot. Okay, Murphy. She's calling for Murphy. Okay? Now the person that's going to say, "Where's Murphy?" That's Dylan. Just give me a minute. And this one should be oh god, what's her name? Maddie. We're going to get to it. And I think this was me trying to look for it. So I know that... Wait, hold on. I know they argue about the dog. Okay, see, I went too far. Okay. See, I kept going too far, so here we go. It's got to be here. Okay, so they argue about the dog before anything happens to this dog. And it kind of seems like they were yelling at them to pick up his poop, or do not let your dog do this, or whatever. That's what it kind of sounded like. Come on. Okay, so you can recognize that voice. That is Dylan. You can recognize that. Where is he? That whining voice of hers. So I'm gonna play it again so you'll see here where I'm at. I end up playing it over again and you get to hear the whole thing. Now that's Murphy's bark. And also I feel that he was whining as well. Okay, so I went too far, but hold on. This is me rewinding in my recording. I'm gonna get there, trust me. And I gotta shorten this too for the shorts. Okay. I know I'm gonna get there. Here it is. And it says, "Oh my God, you have a knife." I think I did it again, so hold on. So this one's Ethan. so within that, hold on. I don't know where I was with that one, but for mine, it's around here. So I'm going to go to her channel, but you can hear they're yelling at them to pick up the dog's poop or to take care of their dog. So let me go to her channel, guys. Here we go. And this is the name of it. All right. Ethan's begging, and what sounds like him being attacked. But she doesn't think about Murphy in this. Okay, so here's where I left off, where I was listening to Murphy and all that jazz that was going on. I'm going to take it right there. Okay. It's a little farther back, but at least you guys will hear everything. Okay, hold on. I need to go further back. Okay, I'm going to start here. I still feel I might have went too far. Hold on. Okay, they're calling for Murphy. Now, whoever called Murphy the first time, you can hear him squealing or barking. They're calling for Murphy again. Just give it a minute. But at least you heard his little bark. His little puppy bark. Talk about the hospital.
This is the perfect pair for your iPhone. And it replaces 3 different chargers. So when I travel, I don't pack extra cables, I don't have to pack extra bricks. This covers my phone, my watch, and anything.
Okay, let's go back. Because I know I had it perfect before. So let's go all the way to here. Not that far back, but here we go. he said, cover me, cover me. This cute little bark. Dog squealing. Murphy, Murphy. There's this cute little bark. That's someone going in and out of their house. I am bound determined to find it. I am bound fucking determined. That's Ethan. Ethan's begging for his life. So right there you have Ethan begging for his life. 142, guys. This cannot be ignored. Guys, share this with Pavarotti who thinks it's not the fucking frat kids. Okay? Right now we're listening to Ethan begging for his fucking life. And there are females there. Not just males. There are females. Now who says, cover me? Only officers say that. Cover me. Listen to this shit. I'm telling you, they made a mistake. And they're covering their own motherfucking ass. You can also hear a police intercom in the background, right there, as if that the officer pulled up, and you can hear their intercom in their fucking car. I don't know the exact timeline on this, but it definitely has to be before 2 for Ethan, because 2 o'clock was his dark hour, according to the parents, which means the girls lived longer because they're still chasing Murphy around. Listen, we're getting it, and we're getting it good here. There's no Aryan Nation here, okay? No drug lord here in this conversation, in this audio at all. I'm all out of soda. Murphy. Like I said before, it's somebody opening up their door. Hospital. And you get that I will basically fuck you up. How else? That's how girls talk. I will fuck you up. I will. Okay? There's fucking bitches there. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is
250 reasons to choose T-Mobile. Here's a biggie. Switch.
I still do wish I can, be monetized. She's so lucky.
And you can save $750 on the.
I'll start this from the beginning. I'm gonna share this, guys, while this plays. Oh, I can't. I forgot. I'm gonna wait till I'm done. Thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for bearing with me, but listen to this in full. And also go to her channel. You might be able to hear it better. Make sure you have headphones. I'm going to put this in my community post, okay? Thank you so much, Pissy Pajamas. I do wish your name was different. Okay. Thank you so much for clearing up the audio. You did a way better job than the other guy. However, both of you guys were so valuable, okay? Anybody that's able to clear up the audio is very valuable. Pavarotti wants to fight us and say that it's Aryan Nation and it's all about this drug bullshit. No. No. There's definitely a fight. You can see that. You can hear that, excuse me. You can also hear that Ethan needs to go to the hospital. You can hear the difference between Murphy's real bark compared to the bark you guys are hearing after 4:17. You also hear Dylan in the background. Where's Murphy? Listen to her voice carefully, because you know how she kind of whines a bit. She has a very distinctive voice. First one who asks for Murphy is Maddie. You can tell her voice as well. There's no Kaylee. And all you hear for what sounds like Kaylee is her crying and squealing, crying basically, and going ah. Okay, and that'd be something that she would do. Okay, listen carefully. I want to listen with you guys here on my channel, and I also want you to go to her channel. I want you guys to bombard anybody that keeps pushing Aryan Nation, including Pavarotti. I'm sorry, Pavarotti is still, he was my favorite dude, but he wants war, and it seems like he wants to pick it on me. I never blamed the frats. I never blamed anybody. I just know damn sure it is not Aryan Nation. It's not any of those things that he keeps pointing out. It's made to look like that. When you get all the documentation, you're supposed to find it like that, but it has nothing to do with that. And even though we have noticed, yeah, that's a problem, but I don't think drugs was a problem in Moscow, because like I said, they could just go to Pullman for their stuff. They don't need to do anything crazy in Moscow, and their shit could be in their pocket and all is good. Okay, we know that they have the sugar babies. We know they have the Fight Club, because Pullman has it too, and I showed you exactly where that Fight Club is, that is being shared by everybody. It's in Pikes, okay, in Pullman, not Moscow. All right, it's not under the ground, the one that we've been sharing, but there are ones that are under the ground also in Moscow, Idaho. We know that they're doing money laundering. We know that the families are involved in different type of money laundering, cryptocurrency scams, including, and I'm going to put it out there, crisis acting stuff. Sorry, but I talked about the crisis acting families, and I matched up the face. I don't think I can get any better with all the connections to the very first false flag event, and that is Sandy Hook. And then how come everything is connected? On every major case, you have the Sandy Hook. I know the Boston didn't connect to this one, but you have a similarity to what happened to Bryan on that one. Okay, you have Sandy, I did say Sandy Hook, right? You have Kylie Rodney, Gabby Petito, who also wrote a song and sang for the unalived kids from Sandy Hook. Okay. And then I match you up with the killer and Bryan Kohberger, who they look exactly alike. And don't go there with the nose, because the nose can be broken. Okay, nose can be fixed, altered, whatever the fuck. Okay, or when he grows into the nose, or the nose matures. Okay, deep sockets, motherfucker. Okay, all Sandy Hook. Okay. I'm done with this Aryan Nation bullshit. Okay, I know that they want funds to help them bring down these lords, okay? I get it. But what nobody realizes, they want control. They want to be the cartel. The schools are the ones that want to be the cartel. Okay? The Greek community, the Greek whatever the fuck, sorority and all that, they want to be the go-to, okay? They know how to do everything legally, okay? They need the territory. They can't get the territory if they're going to be bullied by, the real lords, okay? They have to wipe them out. All right, here we go. Sorry. Oh, and to anybody that's saying I'm putting my logo on it, hold on. Let me move it around so you know I don't mean to put the logo on it. This happens to be a live bubble. Okay, so anybody that goes, oh my gosh, she be stealing it, and look, she putting the logo on it and everything, like they did to me in 2023. Here we go. Remember, this is educational purposes only. We are just going over somebody else's video. I have to talk through it so I don't get into too much trouble. Thank you again to this content creator who did such a wonderful job. Here we go.
And you daydreams about voting.
Please forgive me, but I didn't pay my premiere.
Vote You has Geico with 24/7 access to towing and has to make sure
Okay, this is when it gets juicy, okay? Listen carefully. It gets juicy up in here. Okay? Alright, here we go. What did you just hear, huh? What was that? The firecracker? Say what? Yeah, what? Did I hear a firecracker or is that just in my ear? We got ourselves a firecracker. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Okay, we're gonna move on. We heard the firecracker. If you didn't, just rewind it one more time. Yepper. And then we'll move on. Okay. Right there, we're starting right there. It's really sharp. I'm surprised the line doesn't like you know what I'm saying. Okay, that's wrestling. I'm hearing people getting taken down. Hold on, listen to these sounds. Listen to the sounds. I swear to God, things were happening outside, but I don't know. Listen to this. And when you have time, listen to this on your own on her channel. Okay? A bear pong table was hit and was hit into something. So I heard a bear pong table get moved and hit. Yes, I did. And it sounded like a table. Yes, it did. Mm-hmm. It could be the kitchen table. But I definitely heard a table. Mm-hmm. One more time. And we analyze them. Okay, you heard that. You heard that. But we don't know what house is it coming from for real. Is it coming from the house that has the light bulb footage, or the house next to it? Or is this happening in Xana's room? I know she skipped it, but I heard a taser. Oh, that was a taser. I heard the taser. I don't know why she skipped it, but she skipped it. Hold on. I'm going to get to the taser. Boom. Right to the floor. Boom. Someone got body slammed. Taser. Now they're outside. That is a cop radio, guys. You know, when you radio on your shoulder, that is a police officer radio. They had redacted that. They messed it up. That is a police radio. Hold up. Give it a minute. Police radio right there. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, Pavarotti, it ain't the frats. No, it's not the frats. It happens to be a hit by the Aryan Nation. Okay. Yeah, they were all singing together, enjoying the day, enjoying the night, and then they attacked everybody right after they all enjoy being with each other, right? Okay. The cocking of the gun, did you hear that? That was the cocking of the gun. Oh, I'm hearing stuff I didn't even hear before. All right, let's do it again. Okay, number one, before we go on, okay, to the rest of the great sounds that we were playing with earlier, for us to start hearing normal sounds, like the girls looking for the dog and everything, this incident has to be going down in that blue house that's right next to the house with the light bulb camera footage. This cannot be happening at all in the 1122 King, because you're going to hear Maddie, and then you're going to hear Dylan. Okay, here we go. We're going to try to make sense of all this.
What's the fastest way to go viral today? Silly dances.
I am so sorry. I'm poor, guys. I'm so poor. Nothing I could do. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry. It's really hot in my van. Now it kind of sounds like they're moving furniture around. Kind of like they're already gagged up. They're gagged. They're quiet. Tied up, gagged. And if they're moving them around, they're tied up to a chair. That's what I'm hearing. So you tell me what you're hearing, okay? Feel free.
Build apps that scale.
God, that freaks me out. Oh.
Meet Base 44.
So what did I do wrong? I'm on the right stuff, right? Cancel that. Close. I was on the right stuff. Oh, I ended up skipping. Sorry, guys. Somehow I went to a different video. I did not realize that, I swear. But they're both good. This is where I wanted to be. I'm sorry. I don't know how that other one happened. I'm not getting much out of that one besides this. It's fucking crazy how things are jumping. She said, no, that's too hot. See, no, it's too hot. Whoa, Ethan, stop. So what it sounded like to me is Maddie's, mouthing off. They're getting into a fight. Ethan is still in that process of getting into a fight. You hear the girl say, "Oh my God, it's a knife." Apparently, they probably stabbed Ethan. Like, I apologized earlier. I didn't realize I went to a different audio, but that's what I was hearing. It was kind of weird. All right. Now, this one says, "Fuck the dog." Listen. See? Fuck the dog. Fuck me. Murphy. Fuck me, Murphy. I told you something happened to Murphy. This is it. This is what I've been looking for all fucking night. Here it is. I've been looking for this all night, guys. This dog is squealing. That's a gunshot. That is a police radio. I am missing something. It's important. I don't know how it jumped so far ahead. I'm telling you, it's not easy to find. There's his little bark, guys. That's his little bark. Okay, that's his cute little bark. I'm gonna go here. That's his cute little bark. He's hurt. Murphy. That's Murphy. Guys, that's Murphy. Oh my God, that's Murphy. Okay, right here is where I'm going to start, okay? 410, guys. That's where I'm starting on her page. Thank you. I apologize for, I've been, searching for it, and I have proof. Okay, 100%. And we have proof when Ethan is attacked and unalived, well, almost unalived, because he was still alive. They could have got him to the hospital. You heard that. And now we have proof that Murphy was injured. Murphy was injured. And I don't think he made it. I think he died underneath that desk. Kaylee's desk, guys. What, another bang? Hello? Another bang? And then you got the beeping. I think this is probably when they should be at the band field, right? And they were chasing the Banfield boys around this time, I think. That strange sound sounds like a male screaming for Murphy in between the girl. Okay, hold on. Okay, you heard that? Murphy! Like a ghost. Hold on. That was a dude. In between that, the girl calling for Murphy, that was a dude. Sorry, guys. I gotta drive too, man. I really think they did something bad to Murphy. But that's what I was looking for, guys. Just so you can hear all the sounds. She's the channel to go to, guys, for all the sounds. And I told you that's somebody opening up their door. That would be either somebody opening up the next door to the blue house with the light bulb footage, or the blue house door. This is not... Going to the hospital. It's either for the dog or for Ethan or for both. Okay? Or do you hear me? Okay. I may have this on unlisted until I can, probably going to redo this again. But I want to isolate what I need and then get the exact timeline. And like I said, I'm going to be corresponding and collaborating with this channel to use the sounds that she has cleared up with my 3D animation. So she's going to be a part of my project. So just make sure that you go over there, watch this. It's going to be private on my channel, this live event, because it's long. And this was just for us for tonight. And hopefully you guys will go over there and watch. I will be using the sounds as I put together the 3D animation. And I'm not done with what I already have. You know, what I already have is still going to be implemented with these sounds. So, we got time.
You pay for music no one recognizes, and while stock music platforms give you thousands.
Oh, I like this, but I don't know how to make it work with YouTube. I like this company. I pay for it, but I don't know how to get YouTube to read and say, yeah, it's okay to use the fucking music. So I gotta figure it out. Okay, so I'm gonna privatize this. Thank you for watching and hitting the like, guys. Again, please visit her channel. Actually, what I'll do is I'll privatize it for now, because I don't want to privatize it because I'm trying to also promote her. All right. You know what? I won't privatize it yet. Okay? I want to make sure you guys get over there and listen. Listen to all her stuff, okay? All of it's good. All right? And she even shows you what program she's using. Listen, I like the other guy too, okay? Please know that. Not putting his work down or anything. But hers is, I'm sorry, hers is better. Okay? Okay. Thank you so much, Pissy Pajamas. And thank you for letting me do that live event. I do not know what else I played. Oh, this is what I played. Yeah, this is it, guys. So when I got lost, it's the one for, it says 2:25, the beginning. And it was like 9 minutes and 59 seconds. I am so sorry. That's why the live event, it's either that one or it was this one. But that's why my live event went so long, because I was trying to get back here and focus on listening to Ethan and Murphy, okay? So what I got to ask her, though, is if she could put the timelines on there, because you don't see the timelines, you only hear the sounds. So I'm going to do that right now, okay? Thank you guys for watching. Oh yeah, and I am so sorry. Hold on. I got to download a black so you guys can talk to me. Hold on. Close all. And we need a black. Black. Oh, shoot. It's so hot. Like, I could barely see because I'm sweating in front of my face. Oh my god. Alright. Like, I'm literally sweating into my eyeballs. Image. Black. Black. Alright. I just need it so I can read you guys, okay? Let me see. Can I use this? Download image. Here's hoping that I can use it. Okay. Okay, you guys are here. Okay. Thank you guys for your patience. I just turned on the chat room. I apologize. It's just, I wanted to focus. All right, the fuck are you, Murphy? Another go home by mail. Yeah, you guys are hearing it, right? Okay. Yeah, you're hearing them shoo Murphy, look for Murphy, and then you hear Murphy going, a little puppy bark, and you can hear his little puppy bark. I'm telling you, it doesn't. His bark does not match the bark that you hear for 417. It does not. Okay. He has a very light bark. Even Christy, which is Kaylee's mother, said, I'm sorry, but the 417 bark does not sound anything like Murphy. She knows what Murphy sounds like. And Murphy was still a pup, not a full-grown dog. Even though he was a big dog, he still had, puppy voice. Not much of a barker, so very low-tone voice. Christy had made it very clear. And everybody pushed on her and made her shut up. Okay, so this is also why none of the individuals, the survivors, or Jack D cared about that dog that was coming out of that house, because that's not Murphy. That's not their dog coming out of that house. And then they steal the dog from the pound, guys. They stole the dog on purpose because they didn't want anybody to find out that that's not Murphy. Or anybody that, it's going to witness Murphy and be like, hey, that's not Murphy. Or they probably weren't sure if Jack D would keep his mouth shut. They probably had to, debrief him and say, look, you're going to have to hold on to Murphy. But I don't know why Murphy was so important to keep alive. In their narrative. I don't know why it was so important. However, we are hearing what sounds like police radio. We are hearing like vehicles pulling up, like a SWAT team ready to come and stop whatever's going on in the house, or shakedown in that house. And something happened, and they're covering it up. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know if that's what you guys are hearing. All right, if you want to get Kaylee, you'd take the dog. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, you would go after the dog first. You want to torture Kaylee, you go after the dog. You want to torture Jack D, you go after the dog. And we did hear a male's voice calling for Murphy, even though they distorted the male's voice. They didn't distort the female, but they distorted the male. And you were able to hear that like it was a ghost screaming for Murphy. Make sure you go back and listen to all that without me, okay? Make sure you all do that. I do have a serious question. I hope you will, hold on, answer. And in no way be offended, please. Do you think this happened or crisis actors? Okay, I'm not offended. I do believe that something went down and may have unalived Ethan, possibly Xan. I didn't hear anybody calling Xan his name. Okay, I do believe something happened, but I don't believe the rest of the shit. I believe all the rest is all crisis actors. I believe the ones that are playing their friends, crisis actors. The ones that are doing all the interviews, crisis actors. Yes, I do. Do I believe that Kaylee was taken out? I'm still in the air on that one because of how her parents are. Maddie, it's still in the air. So I still gotta listen to all the different audio that this woman has created for us, has worked very hard to make sure we can hear what's going on, to determine that answer now. But yes, I still believe the crisis acting families. Yes, I do. I believe that the crisis acting families covered up this and used those crisis actors to put out a narrative to us and the parents. See, here's the thing. They have to fool the parents. And you can't fool the parents unless you can fool the public. Do you understand me? Do you get it? Alright, might narrow it down who did it. Well, it all depends on what we're hearing. What it kind of sounded like is they were happy. And you know how guys get when their team wins and the other guy's team loses, and they're like, oh, you fucking bitch, my fucking team won. Go fuck yourself. It's all, shits and giggles. But the person who loses is not shit and giggling, okay? Doesn't want it rubbed in their face. But then we're also hearing neighbors being upset that they're not picking up the dog poop or taking care of their dog. They keep losing that damn dog, and the dog keeps pooping on their lawn. I'm hearing that. And they're like, get your dog. Do something with your dog. It's your dog. I mean, really fucking listen to it. It sounds like the fight literally started not because of the game being pushed in someone's face, but because of the dog poo. And I swear to God, if it was just that, oh my God. And then they covered everything up, really? But you can hear officers pulling up, guys. You can hear it. You can hear the radio in the background. You can hear the gun cocking. You can hear the guy going, cover me, cover me. Or yo, somebody, cover me. Or I think he said, yo, Tiz, cover me. I mean, oh my God, like, you guys hear it. You let me know. Don't forget to comment on my comments and hers, okay, on what you're hearing, okay? Please. Do a live event. If she's cool with that, go over it. Go over, do it. Because we're not going to get to the bottom of it unless we can hear it all, okay? We are missing the audio for 12:30, I think, to 2 a.m., right? Right, I mean, what if Murphy was harmed and it would indicate someone who was willing to harm an animal? Not anyone who will kill human will harm animals. Well, whoever didn't care about harming that animal probably was the very guy who skinned somebody else's dog because that dog was pooping on their lawn. I mean, why would they hurt a dog? Why would they skin a dog? Why would they... And I'm not saying they skinned Murphy. That was the other dog. But why would they hurt Murphy? Unless to get back at Kaylee, or to get something from Kaylee and that Kaylee has, or information out of Kaylee by saying, I'll do this, don't think I won't. Or there was an accident and the guy didn't give a shit and said, fuck your dog. Because I mean, I heard that. I'm sorry if I don't have all the answers right now. It's just I'm finally getting some time to listen to this stuff. Oh, hold on. I am so sorry. Oh my God. I don't know why that happened. Fudge. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate you answering. Oh, no problem. Don't be afraid to ask me questions. I apologize if I make anybody nervous. None of us have all the answers. It's okay. No, I don't, but I do see the crisis actors, guys. I see the false flag event people. I see what I remember as a young person growing up and running away from. Could it just be that I'm seeing things? And I literally have to talk to you about it. I'm not just putting these faces together when I show you them. I'm not just trying to match them up just, because they look alike. No, this is what I see. I see the connections. And it just seems like somebody knows about the crisis acting families and they're attacking the crisis acting families. And they're attacking their kids. I can't match them up any better than I already have. I matched up Bethany to a little girl from the Sandy Hook. I think I matched up Maddie as well to the Sandy Hook kids, the little ones. And that's all on my community post. I didn't do like a video. I think I did a video, crisis actors. I did quite a few about crisis acting families, but I did delete them because I got a little too into my past, and I was being I was being stalked by somebody that was really evil and really putting me down. Putting out my information, like they really wanted me to be found and murdered. It was so bad. Like I said, I still have everything that this person has done to me, and I'm never going to lose it. I'm never going to delete it. God forbid that person ever comes back to do it again. I've been through a lot. I've been through hell. I have been on my own since I was 13 years old. Okay, I told you my story of what happened to me when I was 12. I told you that I went into witness protection, but the witness protection took me someplace else. And it wasn't a good place. It took me where nobody wants to go. Nobody would want to... It was a nightmare. And when I say I was on my own at 13, that's just me running away constantly. And trying my best to disappear. You don't know how many times I got arrested when I got found. I started my first cleaning business just so I can make side money to continue running. One place that they took me, I did get through high school, and I created, 'cause I'm a creator, I create things. I created the, it's a children's book where it's dedicated to the child. So it's about them. It would be their name, and the story would have, it's the same story. It would just have their name on it. And they would order that book, and it'll be a book of, a kid's story for them. I made a lot of money for the place that I was at in order to keep it running. I was very good with computers, guys. I was like a genius when it comes to computers. I still am. Like, I could do things that nobody can imagine, right? I'm better than somebody who tries to sell you SEO, okay? Like, I can make your business seen, found, and you don't even need a sign. Like, that's how good I am. However, I'm not a hacker, so I can't go hacking information. I'm not into that. So just know I'm not into, database and breaking into stuff. Like, no, that's not me. I'm more into, like, sales, marketing, online marketing. I self-taught, stuff like that. Basically, the business I have doesn't even have a sign on the door, yet we get calls. Unfortunately, we don't get many calls because my significant other kept screwing up, being late with the work, sloppy with the work, just really embarrassing, showing up drunk, showing up all fucked up. Really, truly embarrassing. So, business started declining, and I stopped caring and stopped pushing the online stuff. So, but that's just me, okay? But I told you one day my story will come out, and I will expose these motherfuckers. But the problem is, will they let me? Will anybody actually listen? Will anybody believe that? Will they set me up to discredit me, or set me up for, like they did to Bryan Kohberger? There's something that nobody understands either. A lot of these individuals that I'm kind of putting their faces together and whatnot, or, that you're starting to see disappearing, have autism. All right? And you're starting to notice that, well, with the shooter for Sandy Hook, he had autism and depression and all that other stuff. He was awkward. Well, same with Bryan Kohberger. Even though they're not saying he has autism, they're trying to say he has something else, right? They use them. It all depends on what they're worth, what they need. And I'm not talking about sex, okay? It's the brains. It's the brains that they need. And I told you I had autism. They're very, very smart. And then you got ones that react a certain way to things, and they cannot express themselves, and not, in order to, get help. But they're very easy to train. A lot of us, we don't have those emotions that you normally have. Some of us are overly emotional, like me, and some are not. Okay? There's no emotion whatsoever. That doesn't mean we're, psychopaths or anything. I'm extremely emotional. But, they use us for false flag events. They use us to get ratings on their TV shows or whatever they create, the news station, social media. All right, example. I did get into my story, so the people who followed me the longest will know. We'll go with John Walsh as an example. He's finding missing kids, right? And he's working hard to find missing kids, and he finds them, he finds them, and he finds them. We're all crisis actors. You don't know how many times I played that game. Or you pretend that you are a classroom full of unalived individuals due to a shooting. Been there, done that. Listen, as far as I'm concerned, their narrative that they created and everybody involved in helping with this narrative are crisis actors. Not saying that they don't go to the school, not saying that they didn't graduate and they're not becoming something. They joined crisis acting. They are part of the crisis acting families. They are sons and daughters. And usually the crisis acting families are Mormon. Usually they're in a polygamy family dynamic. Not all of them. Okay. Or in a, what seems to be a foster care, not foster care, but like group home or institution. Well, for me, it'll be group home and institution. I can see what you guys can't see because I lived it. That's all. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I see things because I'm damaged. And I have to accept that too. Maybe I hear things because I want to hear it. But that's why I said I want you guys to have your own mind on this, have an open mind perspectives, whatever I put out or whatever I find, whatever I tell you. And, you make up your own mind on how you feel. You're going to get pushed back by many people. You're going to, it's going to happen. A lot of people are going to not want to have anything to do with you. Or maybe they will. Maybe they'll sit there and start, giving you your shout outs and promoting you on their channel. Who knows where it's all going to go. But just be yourself. Be true to yourself. Be true to what you hear, think, feel. Not because someone else tells you, not because I said anything. Thank you. One more red nightmare. You put, hold on. I have to read your stuff. Please forgive me. Alright, so none of us all have all the answers. Okay, I read that one. Newtown is strange. Okay, you got, consider that, prepare just in case. Okay, sorry, it's just, it keeps fading out. I'm very literal. So I take people for their word sometimes, then when I shouldn't. You never know if the person's correct or not. So just have your own mind. Your gift of seeing things, hold on, oh my gosh, others don't, is your Kestrel. I guess my talent. I'm so sorry, I can't even see it. Kestrel. I never heard of that word. I hope I said it right. I have been through stuff that you probably wouldn't imagine. And I would love to show you some of the things I had endured, even physically. You know, my scars. Would love to show you those. But, not quite ready yet. Not ready yet. But, this case is not normal. I know that they set that house up to look like it was a blah 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 hit. They kept pushing the Adderall, not the powdery stuff. And then they made sure it was really easy to find connections to cartels that would be angry if somebody's taking their turf or switching the products or lying about the product. You get it? So somebody will crush up the Adderall and say it is blue fluff. Okay, I'm trying not to say the word. It's a C word. I mean, because they make them pink and they make them blue, and be ripping people off with the Adderall, and that could be the whole reason why these kids got upset with Ethan. But I'm not saying that it's the cartel, because I don't see any signs of the cartel. I don't. The Aryan Nation, I don't see no signs of that happening with them. There's too many students around. There's too many, there's the officers that are not, they're not even in uniform. They're everywhere. For real, guys. It's impossible. It's impossible that they would have missed it. You hear Maddie and Dylan looking for the dog. You know Dylan's voice. You know Maddie's voice. You know my voice. It's really hard for somebody to sound like us when we say certain words. We have our own tone. It's like a fingerprint. We have our own fingerprint. We have our own tone. We have our own scent. We have our own DNA. We are our own. There's no copies out there like us. You can say, okay, you sound like so-and-so, but if you put the two voices together side by side, it'll never be exact, ever. Because we have our own sound print. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate it. Please, again, make sure you go to that channel. Let her know that I didn't mean to butcher anything. So, not to copyright me or anything like that. Please, I doubt she would be so cruel. She wouldn't be like that. I think she's a sweetheart, as far as I'm concerned. And get to know her. She does a great job on this audio. Let me see what else you got going on. Okay. Oh, sorry. Do you think Dylan is a crisis actor? Is that why she called Indeed that night? Yes. Yes. 100%. Yes. Because now she had to figure out what to do. Because it went further than they were expecting. Is she going to be protected? Listen, it's the same thing I would do. Okay? Especially if I'm... In my case, I have a caseworker that I would get a hold of. Okay, and I had two different ones. One was Beverly, and the other one was, hold on, Andy's Candies, Ida was her name. So the only way I can remember her name was the song that I made. Andy's Candies, Ida. I don't remember the whole song, but I would sing it so I could remember her name. They were my handlers. That's 2 black women. 2 different black women were my handlers. So I'm gonna do my best to prove that I'm right. But at the same time, I gotta go into the past. They give them word names so they don't sound real. Yeah. Oh, also weird last names too. Let's see. And Cartel is very flamboyant, isn't? It's not Cartel. Thank you. Thank you. One more Red Nightmare. So when I talk about crisis acting families, I get emotional. So forgive me. I have been through something that I never thought ever would ever exist. That when I left that life, I was so paranoid that I wasn't a normal parent. I did a good job with my kids, though. I did a really good job with them. But I wasn't your typical normal parent. I was so scared for them that I kept doing survival stuff with them, like teaching them survival, teaching them the work, teaching them trades, any trade that I can think of. I got them mowing the lawn, okay? I got them cleaning houses at like 6 years old, okay? So as soon as they could pick up a rag, okay? I got them playing with the cleaning toys. I even taught them how to scout houses out. If they find themselves in a really bad situation and they need shelter, how to scout those out without getting caught. And I always said, you get caught, you are going to get in trouble, blah, blah, blah. So just act stupid. Okay, it's the only way. But I even put them through like military stuff. I was forcing them to get into military, okay? I was scared for them. I was so scared for my birth kids that I didn't even give them my last name. So no, I wasn't normal. I wish I can go back. Now that I know how to be normal, I wish I can go back and do it over again. But what I don't know is if I would mess them up and they wouldn't be as independent and as smart as they are right now. So I don't know. I wish I had what I see in around me, how the mom and dads are really with their kids and things I never witnessed before until I started cleaning houses. What broke me down the most is when my boys said, why can't we have a house like this, or why we can't have a daddy like him? And all I could do is cry because I knew that something was wrong with me, that I would never live a normal life ever with anybody, because I don't know how. Just want you guys to know that. I did everything I could to prove crisis acting. I did that even on my old Facebook page. Like I had been on it, like White on Rice, since 2012, pointing it out. I even showed you everything that happened here in Las Vegas for the shooting, because I was there for it. Not that I was shooting, but I was there. Yeah, I was running from the bullets, but I was in the vehicle, and it wasn't the one from Mandalay Bay. It was the one from right across the street at Tropicana, and they never reported that ever. I had to talk to my employees, because I worked for a CVS that was right next to Mandalay Bay, and told them to be very careful when they come at you for psychological help. They want to offer you psycho help. All it is they want to know what you know. What did you witness? And if it's anything that's going to get them caught or in trouble, you're going to disappear. I was so grateful that they didn't look at me like I was crazy. They actually believed me. And they all stayed quiet. They all said, we didn't see nothing. We didn't even know what was going on. And they were covering the whole area. So if you're ever in that situation, be real careful on what you say to these people, because they're not there to help you. They're there to eliminate you. I don't know how many times they had me in the room before I even quit the job, trying to get something out of me, because they knew exactly where I was, because they were aiming at me. I stayed quiet. I'm still friends with my coworkers, and I don't want to ever get them involved in this or anything like that. But I know if I ever needed it, they would stand for me for what had, They did not cooperate. I swear to God, they did not cooperate with these psycho people. Oh, we're here to give you some therapy and some psycho help. They'll do that too in Moscow, because they want to know who's seen what. They want to know, because as soon as you say something that can ruin their narrative or whatever they did, you're going to be eliminated. Yeah, lots of witnesses died. You also noticed too that when they were putting up the pictures on the news, they kept changing a couple of the individuals, and then they kept adding. And I showed that to my coworkers. I said, look, first it was this lady and this guy. Now it's this guy and this lady. Come on now. Please listen to me. And then now this person's gone. I have the photographs. I have the footage. I have everything, the surveillance footage, guys, because I know people in the place, okay? Because, like I said, I'm a designer. I could show you them right now. I did show them when I did a live event, but here's the issue. It's gory. I showed you the guy. He got shot in the face. He's on the ground. I have all of the pictures. I have all the footage. The only thing I wasn't able to get was what was going on across the street in Tropicana. So while that shooting was going on, which is an assassination attempt, they're assassinating, but they're making it look like the person was just shooting off. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? No, and then you got to worry about hypnotisms. And here's the thing. Some of these psychiatrists, whatever you want to call them, they can hypnotize you while you're talking and get you to do stuff. Every time you go see them. That's why I don't see them anymore. And they can get you to do things. They can get you to see familiar faces that bother you, to trigger you. What about the shooting here at the Las Vegas college? The old man who didn't get his job. I, I was right there. I had somebody on the fucking phone with me while the guns were going off. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? Why am I there and the guns are going off? What? That's 2 incidents for me. 2. Yeah, so I ended up doing school online. Remember, I was going to that school and I was transferring to go to the Idaho University so that I could investigate there. Remember, I was going to do that. That didn't work out. That did not work out. I don't know what that shooting was about, okay? And then now, an inmate from death row in Idaho gets transferred here to Nevada. Next door neighbor of Bryan Kohberger gets transferred here to Nevada. Come on now. What else is going down? You know, before the Kylie Rodney situation and the Gabby situation, let me give you this one. So I knew Gabby because Gabby was friends with my kid. Also due to the van life thing. But we won't get into that completely. So we have Gabby. Okay, so I was online going about my van life wishes and everything. This is before I bought this van. It was on this channel. And all I could talk about was Lake Tahoe. I still want to go to Lake Tahoe. I still yet to go. And this was 2019, I think I started talking about Lake Tahoe. And then I'm going to go to Lake Tahoe. I'm going to go swim, and I'm showing it off. And I'm showing my van. I'm showing videos of my van being built out, who was helping me, everything. It's no longer on this channel. And what happens in Truckee, which is not far from Reno, which is not far from, Nevada, where I live. I felt like it was not about me, but that it was a message to me. And I'm not sure why I felt that way. But I was going on and on and on about Lake Tahoe. I mean, I'm still going on and on about Lake Tahoe. And this poor girl is drowned in a car. And that's if it's her and not somebody else's body. Okay? I was like, wait a minute. What the fuck? And we already know that they forced her mother to leave the property, to sell off her property. And we already know, too, that the girls that were standing up doing the interviews, that they had bruises all over their body and face. And I showed you guys that. So the one girl had writings on her legs because she was covering up all the glass marks when she was crawling out of the driver's side, the broken window area. You have in the window, I mean, go back and look. I have all the pictures if you want it. I got it all. Screenshots from, there's people that pulled the car out. I got it. I got it. I wasn't missing shit. I was snap. That's the first time I ever did screenshots. Screen recordings and all. So the passenger side has what looks like a face imprint in the window. Forgive me. So the other girl that was standing with the girl with the cut up legs has swollen cheeks, okay? Her face is so swollen and bruised up and with makeup covering them. I'm like, these little motherfuckers, they were in the car that went into that water and they broke out of the vehicle. They forgot their girl in the back. She was probably passed out sleeping. They probably shut her in the trunk because she passed out in the trunk. And they were getting ready to drive ahead. And instead, they drove right into the water. They saved themselves, but not her. But in my mind, because I'm nuts now, I'm nuts because of my past, I'm thinking, wait a minute, how ironic. Is this a message to me or something? Because I know one thing, these two girls are really good at crisis acting. Really good at it. And they're right in your face. With cuts and bruises on their legs and a swollen fucking face. You know who else was really good at crisis acting? Harsh. Enon Harsh. Alright, he's got bruises on one side of his face. He's got a knot, swollen lip. Like, half his face wasn't matching the other side of the face. And I kept showing you. Even in the interviews. I'm like, look. I even showed you the photographs. That somebody gave me. Which looks like it was filmed. It came off of it being filmed. He's got scratch marks on his cheek. Guys, yet you weren't able to see shit during his interviews. Nobody's seen shit. He's a really good crisis actor. Hold on. Alright, absolutely believe that went down in Truckee. Thank you. Did you use thin slit in your van? Oh, no. I listen, the person who helped me do the build didn't even put the insulation on the walls. Closed everything up and said, yeah, there's insulation, and there's no insulation. And only for the ceiling and the floor is one foam board. So I got to redo this build. You cannot survive in this build on extreme weather at all. And even if I was to have AC, it's going to use a world of power because it's not insulated correctly at all. And if it's cold out, you can still use a lot of energy just to keep it warm because it's all metal. So metal is going to be overly hot or overly cold. So yeah, this is a death trap. And the person who helped me with this build knows that. Doesn't even give a shit. He also rigged my God, what do you call it? It's a not propane heater, diesel heater. It's for the diesel to come in, or the fumes to come into the van. I couldn't understand why I couldn't walk. Like I was having issues, and I thought maybe I'm just gaining weight. Maybe I'm just getting weak. And it was affecting me mentally, where I couldn't spell, say things correctly. It was getting worse for me. Coughing constantly. I couldn't even keep up with anybody when walking. I was walking extremely slow, even though I'm sitting there walking. Yeah, it almost killed me. But this person didn't give me any type of receipt or anything, and denied any responsibility, and can't get a doctor to verify shit correctly. Yeah. It's kind of like the world's against me for some reason, and I don't know why they're against. It's just the way I feel. So this person who was helping me, Also knew I was building this van to get out of an abusive relationship. Knew that there were certain things I couldn't do because I was still healing from all the stitches. Seeing bruises on my arms and body and different areas, and didn't care to have the van done correctly or done at all. He had my van for about 2 years, and he was kind of holding it hostage for more money and to keep milking my ex, the abuser, for more money to do the build. And we already had an agreement on how much I was going to pay and how much he was going to do, and he went back on his agreement. He became a shithead, and not just to me, to so many people, because like he just started his business and he like needed me, and I was going to be his designer, and he needed the van so he can show it off, and you know all the deal that we had and shit for that. And then when he just kept getting business like crazy, and because there was nobody there, he doesn't have any competition. That was the problem. He didn't need me anymore. And then he said right to my face, "What do I need you for? I'm busy as hell. What do I need you for? I don't need you to design. I could design. I don't need you to do this. I could do it." Turned on me. I promoted him on social media, everything, just to get him started. And he turned on me. Yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely go across the street, get me something to drink, because I am sweating so bad. But I figure I'd just let you guys know what's up. So many people don't know about that. Yeah, the carbon monoxide, yeah, it could kill you. Toes pointed this out a long time ago. I can't unsee it now. If it's Steve G, he's a very good actor. Crisis. Oh, he got him at the Bunny Ranch, right? I think it's the Bunny Ranch. It's something like that. Like a younger, skinnier version. Now, people are trying to say it's not him. It's not him. I think it's him, but I don't have any proof. But I truly believe it's him. But yeah, he put that out there. Plus, Toes put out the fact with the coins. He said that you're never going to find the murder weapon because nobody threw it away. What they did was they melted down and created the memory coins. One sits at the police station and the other is at the Moscow, Idaho University. And it's in the memory of the Idaho 4. That is the weapon that they're looking for. You know, the K-bar knife. Not the weapons, because they don't care about the weapons. They only care about the K-bar knife. Anything that they can make sure they have on Bryan. So, I'm learning that Bryan was someone else when he was younger. Listen, everyone in his family have acting in their blood. They do movies, they do commercials, TV shows, you name it. They're in production companies. Olivia marries somebody who's in the film industry, the production company. Guys, I went over this with all of y'all. Production companies to create the scene, to film it, to film what never really happened, to help the officers with their body cams, to reenact. It's them. Not them that did the murder, but them that helped with The cover-up. The reason why this goes so big, guys, is because all this is political. All of it is about crypto, money, law. It's all political. It's a political agenda. Moscow made a huge fucking mistake because they lost that account with Phoenix, guys. Phoenix University, because Phoenix University realized exactly what was going on up north and what they were about to do down south. They were placing Kaylee in Texas. IT, like her dad or whatever the fuck. No, she's a madam. She's already well trained in this sugar babies thing. She's going down there to train the next set of sugar babies. Whatever, I don't give a shit what anybody says. It's all sugar baby stuff. Now, what would be the reason for all these girls to leave their sororities? How about that one? Was it just because they all wanted to live together? Because that's a lie. How long were they in the school? They could have done this like, how long ago? Like, how long do you go to school before you graduate college, guys? And what, Kaylee only moved in for 3 months? Really? How many people moved in August and wasn't there earlier than that? Mm-hmm. Who was the first madams? Apparently, if they weren't leaving that situation that they were planning on becoming the situation, Xana and Maddie, because they had the ring of the house. They could do a better job than the sorority. They can make money for them and their family. Or they needed to be put in there to be safe because they're part of the crisis acting families. And they were being targeted because they were being noticed. And I know you guys think I'm nuts. I know. So, remember the little boy, Iron? And I gave you a connection when it comes to Sebastian Rogers. Now, everybody's going to fight with me because he looks young. He looks like he's 15, right? Hey, I told you, I even showed you. I was in my 40s. Okay, I was like 47 years old. And I didn't look any older than probably 27 and 32. Hello? How closely they looked alike. And yes, I know you're like, well, they have a baby. They have baby pictures at the hospital, blah, blah, blah. Okay, if something happened to that baby, they're going to replace the baby. Right? Hello? She just happened to got lucky. It may have been her that took Iron in order to replace her kid without her getting caught, whatever she did to her own kid. Now, people are noticing. Now she has to get rid of Sebastian. She has to get rid of him. She takes him somewhere for his last meal. And then he's never seen again. And everybody's going to fight me. It's not the same person. It's not the same people. They're different. They're different. Look, she had a baby. She had a baby. Look at the baby pictures. Okay. So, why do they look alike? Hello? Why does it look just like that kid but an older version? Why does he look like the younger version? Huh? Yeah, I'm still on the roll with that. And I think that the questions were closing in on her, and she had to find a way to get rid of him. There was no reason to keep him because she's no longer with the father of the real child. Can I prove that? Not unless you do a blood test when they find this kid. They would have to do a DNA test when they find them. But I'm wondering if they're going to use this kid in a next false flag event. Where do they take them? You know the kid that supposedly shot up Sandy Hook? He's autistic. You can't tell me this weirdness of Bryan and he's not autistic. Why do they look alike? Okay? So when you ask me, do I believe in crisis actors? I was one. And I worked with John Walsh. I even stayed at a couple of his houses with the other kids. And we would get dropped off somewhere and wait to be rescued. And the TV crew is right there. Yeah, we found her, da, 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 or we found him. Is anybody going to let me tell them that story? Or how about the girls I lived with that are no longer alive? Will they let me tell you that story? That's what I'm wondering. Well, I gotta go. I can't breathe anymore, guys. And you guys are so wonderful for being here, sitting through this and chatting with me here. But I am sweating so bad, I barely can breathe. Let me see what you guys have here. So lots of people are just cruel and unfeeling. I'm sorry for all you've been through. Why is there no footage from all these parties they had? You know who doesn't allow filming, adults entertainment. Perfect. Yeah, we can't show any of that. Because if all the parties that they had and what happened to them is not really truly falling on the Saturday night to Sunday morning. It is falling on Friday night to Saturday morning. Everything else is fabricated. Timestamps changed. Listen, I showed you that, and I'll say it again, that the Corner Club video is partially AI. I showed you what the real Corner Club looks like, how big it is, where the doors were located from the countertop was completely different compared to the video. I showed you everything. I showed you the discrepancies in the Grubhub video, and I wasn't the only one. I mean, we're pointing out Hannah Clear and all kinds of shit that was going on that wasn't normal. Okay? Welcome back kind of deal, too. You know, oh, welcome back. This is the biggest operation I've ever seen in my motherfucking life. And in the audio, all you're hearing is a fight that went wrong. And it's a bunch of fucking college kids. And we're getting yelled at by content creators that can talk better than me. Okay, that there's the facts. It's in front of you. You can find the truth in the paperwork and the documents. Da 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 da. And I'm saying, fuck you and the documents, because they're all lying. How many times did they fuck up the blood work? How many times did they change what actually happened to these kids? Come on now. Where is the feces? All right, I know that feces don't always come out of the dead body when you die, but when your body relaxes and you have feces or you got pee-pees, it's coming out. The only time it doesn't is if you died and you already pooped. You don't have any poop in you, okay? Or any pee. You died right after you peed. You might get a little leaky, okay? Where's the throw up? Because you'll have contents coming out of the stomach too. It comes through the mouth. Come on now. So we see a clean bed with organized blood puddles, nice and red, but we don't see the yellow or the green stains and brown stains. Any of that. We don't see none of that on those beds or the floor. So look it up. Majority dead bodies will release fluid. They will release poop. They will release all that nasty shit if it's in the body. Now, Xana died with a full stomach. Okay? Did she already pee? Did she already poop? I would say she already peed because there was a toilet full of pee. So no pee would have really came out of her. Maybe a little twinkle. So she probably didn't have any poop in her and no pee in her. But she should have still had stomach contents coming out of the mouth. The other two, did they take their shit and piss before being unalived? Because there should be still something, bodily fluids, besides blood on that bed. Even if you took a shit, sometimes not all your shit comes out. Oh yeah. Oh, hold on, I jumped. Yes, why did the state apply a warrant for Block Square account belonging to the victims? Ooh, Squared. That's them collecting money. All right. In order to have a Block or Square account, you must be a vendor of something, and that's right. But it won't be in their name. It'll be in their EIN and the business name, especially if it's under protective LLCs. All right. So yeah, I still gotta go over all that with you guys too. All right. The blood evidence looks completely wrong. Yes, it does, and I agree. Why would college kids need transactional accounts like Block or Square unless they are running a business of some sort? Thank you. Credit cards, all that machine. Yes, thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Okay, I'm with you on that. All right. Adderall is a diuretic. I'm sorry, I'm just reading that. Adderall is for ADHD. But it also makes you shit almost immediately. Yeah, it does. But they were drinking, so I understand no poo, but instantly should be pee. Yes, 100%. I agree. There should be some bodily fluids, and there is none, and I'm not understanding why. As far as I knew my whole life, this is another reason why I'm kind of concerned that we're not living in the reality that we're used to, is that when you die, everything in your body is released. Your poo, your pee, if there's anything left in your body, it's coming out. Now, when I went to go look all this up, I'm finding videos of people saying, no, not everybody. No, sometimes it just never comes out. It does. Your muscles relax and all, but it doesn't. Something's wrong. It's almost as if they know that's the next thing we're all going to be looking at. We're all going to question, where's the poo? Where's the pee? And I'm not even finding one video that clarifies this incident that is supposed to happen. It's a natural thing. It happens no matter what. I'm finding videos saying that it doesn't always happen. Go look it up. Now, on regular Google and reading, you're finding it differently. Like, you are finding the truth. Yes, it expels this, it expels that. Your muscles relax. Now, when it comes to the stomach muscles, it pushes up. You know, when you're injured or trauma, it pushes up to the mouth, and pushes out. As the body's releasing the toxins within, the body. And the reason for that is if they can bring you back or preserve your body or eat your body, they don't, naturally they don't want the body to become contaminated. This is just a natural thing because we're all supposed to eat, right? Disgusting, I know. Cannibalism there. I didn't mean to say it like that, but you go hunt an animal and you're going to see the same thing happen with the animal. However, you still got to get the intestines out, the bladder out, just in case it doesn't release, because depending on where you hit, it can contaminate the meat. I didn't mean to get into it like that, but that's what happened. I'm sweating. I'm dying here, and I just want to make sure that I educate you all on what's going on. You can see the imprint of Xana's butt on the floor, but you should clearly be able to see poo, pee there, nothing but blood. Yeah, did you know that butt print is quite small? The men's booties are smaller than the girls' butt. No matter how tall or short they are, that the men's butt are very small. So, just putting it out there. It could be her butt, or it could be Ethan's butt. It's somebody's butt. But there's just not enough blood on the floor for what they're talking about what happened to Xana. Most of this attack had to be on her bed, on top of Ethan. I'm thinking if it didn't happen at the Whites, and it didn't fall on that car, or it didn't happen at the apartment complex in Pullman, and it actually happened in that house, she had to be directly on top of him. And that her body or jacket, wherever they were, her body would have prevented the knife from going into any part of Ethan's torso. Yet in the audio, we're hearing him begging for his life, like he's being tortured. We're hearing something completely different compared to his autopsy. All right, so that's something we got to get into too. We got to really, really talk about that. So let's look at the idea that they were attacked in the house, in the bedroom, as they say. There's piss in the toilet, and we don't know if it's the perpetrator or if it's one of the victims. Okay, so somebody taking a leaky tiki, and it could have been Ethan, or it could have been Xana. They get into the bedroom. They're being attacked in the bedroom. So you have Ethan laying down first. You have Xana on the end of the bed, so she can get up and down and go pee. And she's probably chilling, playing with TikTok. She's being attacked on top of Ethan. Ethan is trying to help her, but she's on top along with the person, perp or perps, on top of her. So he's underneath the whole thing. That explains how come the knife only goes in certain places of his body and not the rest of the chest or torso or belly. Yeah, these are things to think about. The other one was when I dreamt that he was wearing a skin coat, an animal coat of some sort that he couldn't get out of. But that's a dream that I had. And they just walked in there and started attacking everybody. And the knife only made it into certain areas because that jacket was protecting the torso. But we don't know exactly where this incident went down. And if it really did go down in Xana's room, then Xana's blood and everything about Xana is the one that's behind the bed, not Ethan's. And I think this is more plausible. Yes, something may have happened in Pullman. Yeah, there was a hit and run, but they probably were still alive when they went home. Okay? And instead of going home, they went to the Sigma Chi, where they would have been seen at Sigma Chi till about 1:30. Then they would have jotted home and started getting attacked. But we hear this shit happening outside. And then you hear falling to the ground. You hear, we heard some stuff, which was on a different video, which I didn't realize. But we were hearing, firecracker, things falling, bodies be slamming. We heard it. Okay, so please sit through this. Regardless of my jive. So, if it happened in the house, then Xana being on top of Ethan and then sliding off of Ethan and off the bed and ending up crawling for her life on the floor. And the last blow would be to her head or face to make that splat next to the mirror. And she just lays there. And Ethan is stuck on the bed because he was swimming underneath her body. That also explains why he would have her hair in his hands. It would also explain why he was in the position that he was in. And what do you guys think of that? Because I have a feeling that's what happened. And that, yeah, they were both unalived on the bed. Because you have two people. That's enough blood on that bed. And underneath that bed, behind that bed, then it's enough blood. But if you want to say Xana was attacked on the floor and the floor only, there's not enough blood. Yeah. She could have been thrown on top of him. I think so. As for this car situation, who knows what over on that damn car? And what's up with the car? What they're going to find on it? I still didn't hear nothing about it. Who knows? It could have been malwage. And that's why he has all the injuries that he's got. Who fucking knows? Or if it's even a part of this incident. So, it has blood inside the vehicle and blood on top of the vehicle. We see blood at the whites. We see somebody's handprint and whatnot on the edge there. Who knows if anybody went over that edge? But what the evidence is showing us, only because of the autopsy and what we see on the bed and behind the bed, is you have Xana being attacked on top of Ethan. Ethan underneath Xana. So as they're stabbing away and slicing at Xana, they're hitting Ethan at the same time. But it would have to be more than one person on top of Xana for this to even work. Okay, so it has to be 2 people or 3 people, but at least 2 people are on top of them. This answers why he got hit in the head with this knife, why he got hit in the neck, hit in the knee, the thighs, because he's swimming and thrashing underneath Santa's body. Alright, let me see. Do you think... Okay, hold on. I don't know. She was 100 past at first, and she tried to tell by the writing around her. Well, I don't know either. You know, well, I know. Sometimes organs are lacerated when you fall from the heights. Yeah, that's true too, because when you fall on the vehicle's going to break, and it is going to cause odd stab wounds, thick gouges. Yeah. But that's where I was coming from for Kaylee, thinking that Kaylee would have been the one that would have fell over and went into the car because of all her injuries. Her injuries are consistent of not just being smashed in with an object, but smashed, onto an object. Road pizza, okay? If she's really unalived and it's not a fake narrative, and they're not just putting her in witness protection. That's if. But on Maddie's bed, there's not enough blood for two people. There's not. What you would have is Maddie's blood. That's all consistent. But you would have post-mortem blood of Kaylee if they placed Kaylee in the bed and started trying to spread her blood that way. And they still would have had enough blood to spread, whether she was dead or alive, knocked out or whatever. But it wouldn't be enough because it's post-mortem, so the blood would be less flowing. So it wouldn't be enough to say that she was even alive in that bed at all. There's no major puddle like you see in Xana and Ethan's room at all. Now, with Xana and Ethan's narrative being unalived in there, that's 100% possible, big time. And with Maddie being unalived in her bed, definitely possible. The evidence is there. But Kaylee, I'm sorry, no, it's not there. She's an odd one. She's the one I can't fit in the puzzle at all. And, there isn't a medium or a psychic that can actually reach out to this girl as a spirit. Unless they lying to you. Okay? Yeah, it doesn't make sense that Ethan had fewer wounds, but the most blood leaked out of the house. That too. That was crazy. It would have happened because his artery on his neck would have been severed. So he would have two arteries. That could have been what leaked behind the wall, because he's closest to that particular area. For Xana, she would be more closer to the sidewall. And as they're slicing and dicing and stabbing, and it's overkill. All her stuff would have been right there. Ethan would be underneath. Oh my God. That's so... Whoa. Alright, so we'll have to do a live event about that. I think that's what happened. But when did they get home? Why do we hear them outside? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Those sounds that we were hearing with the snap crackle pop sounds, um, the falling, the hitting of the table. Oh my God, it lines up. They were in the house. This did happen in the house, guys. All right, just take your time through my video. I'm gonna have to do this live event over again. And please, I pray that you guys don't frown upon me talking about my past with you. I hope that it doesn't turn you away. All I was doing was trying to educate you on something that is actually real. It is not fake. They're not. These are things that you guys would never believe could actually happen or be true, and it really is true. Okay, it's really happening. And I don't know what their next false flag events are going to be. Usually the Democrats are the ones that control that. I never seen the Republicans use it, but I don't know. I noticed that a lot of the things that the Republicans do is so horrible. You could tell it's fake. Okay, it totally fucks up. But Democrats are really good at it. Very glad to hear about your life. Very interesting. Absolutely not. It makes you more real for us. Oh, truly genuine. Just thank you. I was scared to do that. I was afraid I would lose a lot of subscribers. I was afraid, my stalker made me so scared to put too much information out about myself. And I took it down. And I never, I did all I could to escape that world, and I feel like I'm ending up going back. Like they're looking for me, either to bring me back or to take me out, and end me. I also don't want nothing to happen to people I care about. I don't want nothing to happen to my kids either. So, and I know that this fucking bitch was looking for my fucking kids. She was looking for my siblings, anybody I was related to. It was a fucking scary situation. It was fucking nuts. I'm glad it stopped. I really am. I'm glad. But I'm still destroyed by it. It literally made me take a lot down. Because I wasn't sure if I should have it out there like that. I even had content creators make me look bad. Say I'm making stuff up and that I'm not normal, and just separate themselves from me. Like, I thank you for saying I was being genuine about this. It feels good to finally hear that and see that, read that. I hope you're okay. Missing the beginning. Oh, the beginning is going to be rough. So, if you can't sit through us listening to these sounds from Pissy Pajamas, please go to her channel. I have no choice but to talk through it. It kind of ruins things, really does. And then, but however, it was really fucking good. I just want to make sure you know, because I was on the right video, and then I went to the wrong video, and oh my God, the shit we heard, which tells us the unaliving for Xana and Ethan did happen inside the house. I didn't quite get into that while listening to it because I was more concerned about Murphy and listening to Ethan begging for his life. I don't know which time, line is what, because she may have cleared up the audio, but she didn't give us what timeline is what. So I have to comment and get her to put the timelines in the title or her description, so we know, so I can line it up properly when I do the 3D animations. I am also hoping that me pouring out my soul over here doesn't scare her from collaborating with me or anybody else that I'm collaborating with now and that has accepted me. So I'm scared to death. That's why I'm all emotional. I'm scared to death to tell you my life story. Because, you know, I have to live in your world. I can't even tell my ex anything about my past. I can't. Nobody would ever understand or ever believe me. They would think I'm fucking nuts. I have to live as if I lived like you guys. I have to lie. I have to just don't talk about my past. Pretend it never happened. Act like you guys. I literally observe people and I'm quiet. I observe so I can mimic on how I'm supposed to act. How I'm supposed to say stuff. How I relate with others. I have to watch how people relate with each other so that I can practice it. I'm not perfect at it. I suck. And sometimes I come off like Looney Tunes, okay? Just trying so hard. If I be myself, I'm shitbag crazy. There isn't anybody I can relate to if I be myself. If I literally open up, oh, I seen this, I done this, and these people I knew. No. I will have nothing in common with anybody in your world because I'm from a different world. And I know that sounded odd. It sounded like, oh, you're from a different planet. No. I'm from a fucked up situation that will continue and continue, and there's no stopping it. And there's more kids that are involved in this. It's not their fault. They're being raised into this. They're finding ways of being able to fund what they do. They're now targeting your children when they're graduating high school and they're going to college. They're targeting your fucking kids. They're human trafficking your children. That's why they started pushing this college thing. That's why jobs stopped hiring people that, that are more than qualified for a position. They say they're overqualified. That's saying you're too old. Or, sorry, you don't have an associate's or bachelor's. You didn't coming out of college. I need somebody who's coming out of college. And I'm like, and they end up hiring somebody that never went to school for that job, that position, but because they came out of college. So they're more than willing to train them on how to do the job that you already fucking know how to do. When they started that shit was after the war with the Afghan, where they took down whatchamacallit, and who, Saddam Hussein, I think it was. They changed how we get our jobs. When the group home that I lived at used to take us places to, their career jobs and let us know that, hey, if you can't go to college and you can't handle college and you're just not college material, it doesn't matter. You can get this job, you can get that job. And I met so many great owners, managers, you name it, that they never even passed 9th grade. Okay? And they taught us that it's all about our talents. It's about what we know. If our portfolio is good and we can show that we can do the job, we'll get hired. I've never seen it change until after year 2001. And they started pushing college, pushing college. Because they started creating secret societies in the college. The secret societies needed to survive. How are they going to survive if nobody's going to college? If you're not forcing them, how can they fill their houses and continue growing their family and training their family if they're not coming to the school? They don't need to, because they're already training themselves in something that they like to do, and they can get hired. No, they took it away. You know, they took it away. And they pushed it, and they pushed it. They learned so much from the cartel. They learned so much from them. Okay, that now they're like, wait a minute, we can erase the cartel and take over all territories, all through the college, all through different marketing and sales techniques. Boom. So it doesn't matter what the product is, they control it. The police, the school, the security, they will control it. They'll continue getting the donations that they need to fight what you think is cartels and terrible crime, and to get them off the streets. But really what it's doing, it's getting them off the streets. Yes, thank Jesus. Get these gangs off the streets. But you have a whole new gang forming. You have a brand new mafia forming. And yeah, it's not going to get any better. Because they're training these kids how to stomp out their competition any way possible. And they're brutal about it. They're deadly about it. There is no more consciousness within them. Once they're in, they're in. They're accepted. They are also initiated. So they have to do something so that the school or the sorority or the group has something over them. They have to be a part of something bad that can destroy their life. Whether they catch them, and pictures with somebody underage, as an example, or unaliving somebody, trapping somebody so they can do something. I mean, anything that they can record to use against you, blackmail. Every single one of them. That's their initiation. So they have something on you at all times. There's no getting away with it. There's no leaving them. Either A, you're going to go down for a crime, or B, they're going to kill you. There's no leaving them. Alright, so hopefully you guys heard all that, and it does feel good to let it out. I never had anybody to talk to about it that I can even trust. For real. So, thank you for listening. I do gotta go though.